So what awaits each and every one of us? If you realize that you could do better but don't know how, everything I'm going to tell you will definitely happen. You just need to use this information in your life. It will definitely happen. All you have to do is use this information in your life. The higher powers have a plan for each of us. Greetings to you, my dear. And from the bottom of my heart, I wholeheartedly congratulate you on the arrival of 2025. With all the past holidays and the fact that the year has already taken its course. According to the old Slavic tradition, right now, most of you are probably celebrating Kalyatki, and we'll find out what will happen this year, what the year will bring you in the form of changes, both good and not so good, what opportunities it will open up. And at this time, a subtle plane of possibilities truly opens up for us, and we can look ahead to some extent, to understand what will happen and how we can make the most of it. And you have probably watched my forecast for 2025 that I posted back in December on my channel. If not, make sure to check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. Well, now let's talk about you and me on a personal level. There is a general forecast, but it would be great to know what awaits each and every one of us. And it would be great to know how life is. We will be told about this. Because indeed, the higher powers have their own plan for each of us. This plan is outlined in the design. The design is the global plan of the universe, in which each player has their own place and their own probabilities, fates. These probabilities are ambiguous, and in each of our lives there is the worst case scenario of events, and better, that's the least. If right now you feel like you're not living your best life, if you feel that you're not satisfied with your life, if you realize that you could be doing better but don't know how, and if you still don't know why you haven't been able to achieve this yet, well, that's 2025. It will bring you back to yourselves, confront you with yourselves, and show you where the reasons and problems are that led to the current consequences, to the current results in life. And all these events will happen in the next 30 days, which will themselves be divided into 3 periods. Let's call them decades. And right now, I will tell you how this will happen. You will only need to use this information in your life to avoid causing trouble and not to leave. In that very worst case scenario of life, which in the tasks of this year will be very painful, because either you learn and receive help and higher guidance, or you go through pain, obstacles, and resistance. The tension is simply because you don't know that the motto of this year is, if you can't do it, we'll teach you. If you can't, we'll help you. If you don't want to, we'll make you. Corresponds to the evolutionary plan of the Earth regarding the changes that we have been observing in the planetary earthly matrix for several years now. I'll say right away that the forecast is based on quantum numerology and is synchronized with the cosmic calendar of planet Earth. And this calendar is the plan for the development of the Earth. So everything I tell you will definitely happen as processes of a natural and cosmic nature. There will be a lot of energy in these processes, which in turn will help us if we are ready to take advantage of it. And it will cause us pain if we resist it. So let's go ahead. As they say, it's better to do it the easy way. Let's take a look into the future from the perspective of the plan. And let's see what we can make of it. Extract for your loved ones. And what can we do with this? For the year 2025 to become a year of colossal opportunities for us, it will require very resourceful life changes and transformations. And yes, it's also very important. This year, it's extremely important for each of us to get to know ourselves better, to learn to love ourselves, so that each of us to experience the taste, sweetness, fullness, and beauty of life. Life lead us to this, demand it from us. To lead us to this, it will insistently demand from us specifically love for ourselves, specifically our relationship with ourselves. It will remind us that the most important person in this life is ourselves. It will make us address our inner issues in order to remove the internal difficulties and burdens from our external reality that arise only because that we don't really know ourselves, only because we hardly love ourselves, only because we don't know how beautiful life is. In fact, it's because we are not familiar with it. At the level of inner space, if in all the previous periods, months, and years you have been engaged in self-development, self-discovery, and the development of your soul, then, now, is the time to focus on your life and your body. And this year will guide us specifically on the path of exploring life through our bodies. In the next 10 days, we will go through a preparatory period that will lead us to the next period, which in turn will open up certain opportunities for us. To the next period, which in turn will open up certain opportunities for us. Let me now explain step by step how this will happen. You can pour yourself some delicious warm tea, maybe just warm water. Get comfortable, grab a pen and a notebook, and slowly start writing it down. Write down what resonates within you, what your body responds to. Write down whatever words resonate with you. If they are just words, write down the words. If they are phrases, write down the phrases. Then, after our meeting, read them again and reflect on why you resonated with those specific things. Because everyone will hear what you need to hear, what is meant for you. And believe me, all of your notes will be different. So are you ready to tap into your body's intuition? Then let's get started. So, from January 17th to 26th, there will be a period under the aegis of stepping beyond. Limiting beliefs is a period of rebirth for your personality. This is when you were making requests for certain things before the new year. These were intentions, desires, needs for some changes. Maybe you wanted to solve issues with your personal life, perhaps with your health. To solve issues with your personal life, maybe with your health, maybe you wanted to expand your professional opportunities financially. And here it is. Life in the form of processes. This algorithm is triggered for you at your own request. And for 10 days, you will be facing yourself head on. It's like if we were cloned into all the people around us. These are our loved ones, friends, acquaintances, our colleagues, and even strangers. We were cloned into all the people around us. These are our loved ones, friends, acquaintances, our colleagues, and even strangers. So we will be confronted with our prejudices, which will be reflected back to us from the external world. All those people we will be communicating with. And often these will be painful processes. Why? Because everything that happens in our lives is prosperous and resourceful. This is when we freely let ourselves engage in interactions where we take off into a creative flight, where we enjoy life, which means we have no conflict, resistance, or tension. everything that happens in our lives that is not prosperous, talks about the fact that within us there are certain beliefs in the form of our worldviews that create conflict within us with life circumstances and situations. And what is life circumstances and situations? These are the people we interact with. And looking at these people, we perceive only our thoughts about them, only our beliefs about them, about their actions and deeds. In other words, we, observing the external plane, perceive only our beliefs and views on life, so we encounter only ourselves everywhere. The external plane, we perceive only our beliefs and views on life, so we encounter only ourselves everywhere, and the pain we cause too, only to ourselves. In life, that we ask for more opportunities, that we ask to fulfill those desires that are for us, the object of our dreams, the subject of our intention to live differently, to live more qualitatively, more deliciously, more vividly. It gives us the opportunity to figure out why we still can't get there. So in the next 10 days, we will be receiving messages from life in the form of events where we will face unpleasant news. Events where we will face unpleasant news about myself. This is bad news. Are necessary for us to make a decision about what we can do right now so that these news stop being a part of our everyday life, so that they stop bothering us and manifesting in our lives. We have several options for how things can unfold in these situations. The first is to accept the idea that everything we are currently receiving as a message from life is just. We ourselves, inside ourselves, somehow we perceive what is happening. So this is our message to us, for us, that we convey to ourselves through the external plane, and conveyed it unconsciously. We have initiated the process, freeing ourselves from limitations, and to free ourselves from certain paths, from unnecessary connections, from false beliefs, from false promises, from feelings of guilt and long-standing obligations, from feelings of impossibility and a sense of limitation. To understand where it lives, we need to confront it, nose to nose. And these things will be brought to us by life in the form of people, circumstances, situations, meaning we are sending a message to ourselves unconsciously. And our field generates around us this kind of reality where we, when faced with something, we look at this as if in a mirror, and we look not in the sense of, oh, this is me, something is wrong with me, that's how I act. No, we look at what lives inside us as a belief about something, and our task is either to say goodbye to it, like, oh well, this belief is no longer interesting to me. Here I don't owe anything to anyone. Here I am not guilty to anyone or in anything. Here actually I don't want to clarify anything or do anything. And here I would like to change everything. But then I need to change my attitude towards what is happening. So we will be making a choice. On one hand, we will be crossing red lines, and on the other hand, we will be changing our attitude towards what is happening, if we want to. In the places where we are hurt, to stay, but to stay differently, not like before. And in 10 days, we will have plenty of opportunities to rethink our relationship with ourselves and with life. Only in this way can we free up a certain inner space, a certain inner resource, and move to a completely different level of your life. And it won't be felt right away, like a wow effect, like, oh, that's it, I'm on a new level. The unfolding processes will take place over the next 20 days. From January 27th to February 5th, there will be a process of awakening our inner strengths. These will be revitalization processes. When we come out of a rather difficult period, we will seek inspiration within ourselves. We will seek within ourselves inner harmony. We will seek self-love in ourselves in order to boldly move forward. After such a challenging life upgrade, when they literally peeled off our old skin and offered us to grow a new one, a more perfect, more beautiful, more versatile one. These 10 days, it's very important to engage in certain practices in order to not to spill over and not to lose those opportunities that we gain thanks to the freedom that we allowed ourselves in the previous 10 days. So if from the 17th to the 26th we will be letting go, it won't be very pleasant, but it will be effective. Then from the 27th to the 5th, we will be opening up. We will be receiving, but it will be effective. So from the 27th to the 5th, we will be opening up. We will be receiving. That inner state will allow us to transition to the next period. And this period will start on February 6th and will end on February 15th. During those days, we will receive all the benefits that life has prepared for us this year. These benefits will become possible and will open up for us like windows, like doors, like paths. Only if from January 17th to February 5th, we do everything necessary so that the doors and windows of the best scenario of our lives have been opened for us. And what adjustment will we make will depend on us. And so that this adjustment goes effectively, not as painfully as it could be if we go through the process unconsciously. And while using certain tools, alignments every day, we use specific practices. I suggest you receive free assistance from me on this journey, which will allow you to master the opportunities of the current year and align with its plans. With his resources, you will receive all the information for this on my Telegram channel, Time to Wake Up. That's where you'll get daily tips. What's great to do on this day, how to distribute things correctly on this day, your attention, how to participate in what will happen. And these tips are the mechanism that will allow you to reach that possible best scenario that already exists in your life. You just don't know how to get into it, how to align with it, and of course, to take advantage of them. You will also be offered additional practices and tools if you want to seriously work on yourself and your life.